Okay, there we go. Ooh, maybe we can see and hear me now. Howdy, howdy. How's everybody doing? I had kids scattered to the wind. I had to go find them all. Oh my, people been talking. Hey, Laura. Let's see. Hey, Amy. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Eva. Hey, Go-Kart. Just catching up on chat. Seen post about using an EMM calculator. Ugh, those are way too confusing. They're not very helpful. Yay. Cool, Jill. I find the best way to do those notes is to leave them up on a device like your computer screen, something you can zoom in and out on, and just copy from the screen instead of printing them, because when you print them, you need to print with a lot of color because they're in color, so you need a lot of ink, and you have to change your printer settings so that you can print outside the normal 8.5 by 5 margin thingy set up, because I write all in the margins and everything. So you have to put with no border or whatever. Got to change your printer settings. So I think it's a lot easier just to look at them as a PDF on a device. Hey, Colleen. Hey, April. Hey, Deep. Good to see you. What did Rachel hear was on the exam? Did I miss that? Thank you, Dawn, for letting me know you can hear me. Can y'all see the starting screen that says starting soon? There's the Word document for tonight. Hey, Blondie. Hey, Danielle. Hey, Jay. Hey, Jen. Hey, Jody. Hey, Hatch. Hey, Linda. I heard it was on the exam. I wonder what Rachel was talking about. Jen, I have a question about an EMM calculator. Yeah, I've already seen that. It's confusing. I don't use it. Plus, you can only use it like on one chart, and then you got to erase it all and then redo it again for another chart. Y'all do not have time to use the calculator during the exam. It's going to take your 3 elements of MDM, because now we have 3 elements, right? And it's going to take them all, and it's going to say the first element is the number of problems. Well, if you have, it's the same thing as the diagram in your CPT book, if you're in the 2023, that lovely little chart that we have. that's on page 8 and 9, it's going to say the number of complexities in the problem that you're working on. Is it 1, just self-limiting minor problem? Then you're just going to put a 1 there. If you end up having 2 self-limiting problems, you'll put 2 check marks there. And then it'll say, what about the amount of data reviewed? And you'll say, 1 UA, 1 ultrasound, and then you'll put 2 check marks. And if you have the 2 self-limiting, you're low. If you have just a UA and an ultrasound, you have 2 of the combination, so you're low. And then the risk is what you'll do next based off did they write a prescription, a monthly drug management? Did they deal with that? If they did do RX drug management at the end, then you're a moderate. If they're established patients, you only need 2 of the 3 to match. So it just directs you to bill a low, a 99213 for this visit, even though you have 1 that's moderate. It's just something that y'all are not going to have time for or need really on the exam for CPC anyway. What you do need is just to know time and your MDM and where they go. Be sure those are updated because some of the times changed on E&M. Now, if you're going to take CPMA or COC or CIC, then you, I believe, are going to need to use one of those calculators. But they'll provide it for you, especially if you're doing the online exam. Anything like that that you may need, they will provide it. That's how I copied my E&M notes, zooming in and out on my screen. It was a lot of work. I keep adding to it all the time too, so it's like I want to retake pictures of it and put it back up again. Just running out of time. I have a question about putting the vaccine components in the book. Last night I wanted to know if the vaccines being quadrivalent or trivalent is important. Nope, not important. All you need is the number of components and the brand name that the doctor or the manufacturer gives it, like Pediarex or Prevnar. Those little names that are right beside the components. Yep. I saw a lot of people say questions on the exam state low, moderate, high. We just have to pick and find the correct code. That is correct. You're welcome. Oh, you passed your CPC exam today. You got your results. Awesome, Dawn. You've been in here forever watching me too. Congratulations. I miss having my TikTok on with the little congratulations little thingy that we did. I can hit with the clapping, but that's awesome. Congratulations. Gomez has been in here for a while. She's been watching me. I don't know how long, but it's been a while. Congratulations. I hope I helped make it a little bit less stressful for you. Book prep, book prep. I'm working on nervous system right now. Do y'all know how many lobes are in the brain? What dystonia means? Where's the prudential nerve? Some of those things are asked or could be. A lot of things I'm finding just the differences are whether it's supra, infra, or intra. So there's just a T there or it's an F there, which can be your one little letter differences. There's a lot of things that are without, so I'm drawing a line through them. A lot of modifiers to let you know when you can use them or cannot use them. A lot of do nots. Knowing the differences between a craniotomy or a burr hole. Some are without injections, some are with. Some are ventricular versus cervical or some other locations. It's kind of interesting. Oh, and initial and subsequent are often differences here. Have they already had a previous brain surgery? And are we going back in there again to work on the same thing? Tapping and punctures and injections. And extra and intra. Oops, knocking my camera around. Oh, so much to do over here. So much to do. Defining words like if it's in your CPT descriptor and you don't know what that word means, be sure and don't skip it and go define it. I put like little tips like this one, this little soft spot on top of your brain. If they've wrote out the real medical term and you don't understand what that means, be sure and Google it. That's super helpful. AKA terms for the nervous system. Prefixes, suffixes, main root terms. I've been working on those too. And then the functions of anything that is listed right here. Anything that is listed, write the functions. And then I wrote some prefixes, suffixes, and main root words. Kind of helpful. And acronyms are over here on this side. So far I've got just the AVM on this one. But super helpful. You never know what you're going to run into. We got 86 billion neurons in our brain, but it only weighs 3 pounds, so that's funny. Got a lot going on in that little 3-pound thing, for sure. Some of the pink codes are super helpful to know the differences. I'm trying to make up some practice exam questions for these. 61885, 886, and 888 could be super important during the exam. We've got 63081 through 86. Could be important on the exam. That could be helpful. The eyes I did somewhere else. But I've got a lot to finish prepping with this nervous system. We got some eaches. Anytime a CPT code descriptor says the word each, we know that we can multiply that code. The codes with the plus symbol in the front of them, right before them, we know that they can't be coded all by itself is today's procedure, and that's all you did for them. It has to be a secondary code. Any codes that say use a code with another code, always mark that up. I like when they tell me to use one. Sometimes your each is not your very first word in the descriptor on an add-on code, but it's in there hidden. So sometimes it's weird. I don't know why, but I just find it and go circle it. This one's without transposition, so we're going to mark out that transposition. Because if it's not with something, there's no reason for that something to even be there at all. That's another each. We can multiply that one. Still haven't done my highlighting even here. Any more withouts? Got a lot of do nots over there. Ton of them. Any other questions about the exam or certain codes before I get started on my questions that I prepped for tonight? I still have a few that are for CCS, a few that are CPMA or guidelines, radiology, eye procedures, those kind of things that you guys asked for on Monday night. Got some bilateral modifiers. I do those in blue. And some more uses. I would freak out. Yeah, don't look if you got, did she get exam C? What did she get? I was watching a previously duck class of yours in the section today, and my mind is full of nervous system codes. That's good. I'm glad I went over some. Okay, where is the green? Where's the green? Did I just put it up? Nope. There it is. For our use codes. Those are kind of interesting. We got some back here that the mama code will have a modifier on it, but her children code will be multiplied. So it's kind of interesting how they swap it up in the nervous system. And we'll need our blue for our modifier alerts. Down here, I got some anatomy, some questions I wrote, and a few more questions from that April of 2022 magazine article that are about to be deleted forever. So if you haven't done that practice exam question, if you are an AAPC member, you can go to that magazine article for April of 2022 and go on and just do that exam because it's about to be deleted, and get those 20 practice exam questions with the rationale practiced. Be super helpful because we won't see them again. I showed y'all Monday during the live where to find them. This one says accept sciatica. So we're going to get rid of that. And then the next one underneath it says it does the sciatica. Sometimes they say without, sometimes they say except, sometimes they say something totally different. You never know. Switching it all up, it's really interesting. I don't know why. Can't just look for just the word without. It's funny. They gotta make it all difficult and be inconsistent. The pink codes, I've said it a million times. I know you guys know. Pink codes have been are codes that could possibly and are possibly current codes that could be used on a current exam. So those are muy important if I pink highlight them. Be sure you know what's going on in those and try to find you some practice exam questions to practice with them if there is any somewhere. This one has an each in it, but it does not have a plus symbol, but we can multiply it because it's got the word each. That is code 64820. A lot of these are do not use with the microscope code because they're not included. They're my prediction codes of that I think could possibly be important for a medical coding certification exam. Be sure you know the pink codes. This one's got an exception into it too, except sciatica, but it includes transposition. This one's got some yellow. See, these are extra, EXTRA, cranial, and these are infratemporal. So it's just a difference between infra or extra. These are all which artery, ulna, radial, palmar, lumbar, translumbar, cervical. Not too bad there. Just a different color under each word there. Be super easy. Not too bad. Not a bad page. Can you go over trimesters? Trimesters in ICD-10. I write them what the list of the weeks are of the trimesters in the first page of the OB diagnosis code area. That way I don't have to remember it and I can just write it right there on the very first O page and have it there to reference anytime I have an OB patient and I need to know what's going on there. For auditing is CPMA. I do have compliance questions for tonight too. ICD-10 is the devil, but we only have 5 questions in that book, so don't stress too much. Most of it is in CPT. 6 questions in each section except for anatomy where we have, anesthesia where we only have 4, but every other section of the book has 6. So Neoplasms are kicking you. Aw. Go watch my integumentary workshop I just did. May, we got to talk about what kind of workshop do you guys want in May? What kind of workshop do you guys want in May? I can't remember if I've already done nervous system this year or not, or if I still need to do it. I know I did integumentary, right? And musculoskeletal. I do E&M each time. Because I need to post it because I'm going to be out of town part of the month. I need to go on and get it posted because by the time I get back from our little weekend trip, I'm going to be brain dead. But I just wondering what y'all would want to see in a workshop for May. We could do OB and delivery. I think I did male and female and urinary reproduction recently. I don't know. All the years and all the months are blurring into each other. I need somebody to keep track of what am I doing. Ooh, we got an open. Every time there's an open procedure, circle the open in green. If it's closed procedure, we circle it in orange, just to keep you on track of, because there's so many that are the same procedure on the same bone. The only difference is whether our procedure is opened or closed. A workshop on guidelines, I can. I don't think I ever have. Because there's 7 questions on the exam that are guidelines. Oh my. That would be a lot of ICD-10 too. And, you know, like radiology has some guidelines. Just marking all these do nots. And then we got some bilaterals over here, some modifiers. Yep. Good guidelines in E&M, because it will include a lot of diagnosis codes. And any CPT codes that have guidelines attached to them, like there's a lot in radiology, I know off the top of my head. Because they always ask that one question about the contrast, with or without. Okay. All right. Guidelines it is. Okay. Hide the book. Let's get to some of our questions. Which of the following bones is located in the forearm and is responsible for rotation of the forearm? Humerus, ulna, radius, or is it your carpals? What do you think? I can do that. Compliance, regulatory, guidelines, and E&M. Sounds good, go-kart. What do you guys think about this question? And no Google, you got to look in your book. Remember, your CPT, your ICD-10, and your HitPix are your Google. Prep them with everything you need to know, just like it was going to be your Google. ACD, ACD. Oh my gosh, nobody likes B. Do we have any similarities? Did y'all look for similarities? Because you can do that on these word questions too. If I was looking at this, the similarities that I see is that we have two that end in us. Nobody likes B. So if it was a difference between our humerus and our radius, what do you think it would be? I know a lot of people say they don't see these similarities. I don't know how. I don't know. I still see them everywhere I go. My brain is wired differently. Yes, I just did a workshop in April. I did it Sunday, and it is free on YouTube for you. This is my birthday month, so it is already up and posted. It was all lab and path and E&M. It's almost 4 hours long. Not a lot of talking. I did a little bit of talking. It was Easter Sunday, so I was high on sugar, but a little bit of talking, but 75 questions of lab, path, and medicine. E&M, I'm sorry. But it is already up there. Good job, Johns. Yep, our radius rotates. R is the same thing for rotate. So, kind of neat. There's a list of all the bones and where they're connected for you. Which of the following muscles is responsible for flexing the knee joint? Sometimes they ask about the knee. Usually it's about the kneecap and what kind of bone it is. But I wrote this one today thinking it was cool and difficult. What do you guys think? Oh, thank you. Yes, Blondie. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the thumbs up. That reminds me. I figured out how to do something the other day. Twinkle and I, oh my gosh, my Monday live was a hot mess because I couldn't get it to stop projecting. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do that. Let's see if that works. Yay, I figured out how to do it. Look, I can gift my own memberships now to YouTube. So, Ramon, you just won a free month of my YouTube membership, which gets you exclusive access to my videos, which are the repeat workshops. You also get access to my page-by-page book prep videos and a lot more other videos. So isn't that cool that I figured out how to gift the workshops? I don't have to make Twinkle do it all the time. Not my gumdrop buttons. That is such a cute name. Can y'all hear me? Somebody keeps asking about sound. I hope y'all can hear me. There it comes. It's slow. Ramon Moore. I hope that helps. There's Twinkle. I was just talking about you. You're welcome. I hope those videos help you out a whole bunch. Okay, they all end in S. I got two that start with G, but I wrote the question, so you know there's always a trick in it. Twinkle and I have been talking all day. I had so much drama going on here at the house. I'm ready for bed. So let's see. Everybody said on this question, they were saying A, and it is not A. So out of what's left over, what do you think the answer is? Because it is not A. Can you guys hear me? People keep saying. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Blondie. Be sure you click on that green where it says Gifted One membership. If you are brand new here and never been on it, you need to be able to where you accept gifts, because I give the gift to YouTube. YouTube picks the winner. I don't have any control over it, but you do have to hit like these three little dots in the far right corner of a big box like that one, and it'll say if it's your first time here or in any live that gives gifts, you have to click that thing to say that you'll accept a gift to be in a chance to win. Yay. Good. Perfect. Thank you, Twinkle. Make sure your computer isn't turned to where, well, not that they can hear me, but Bluetooth. A lot of times they forgot that they have it Bluetooth to some headphones or earbuds, and that's where it's at. So it is not D or C. It is your ham bones or hamstrings. Yep. It is your hamstrings. That's weird. You wouldn't think about it flexing the knee. It just doesn't sound like it should go there out of all the rest, but it's true. Who is that? Who just joined? Yay. There it is. We can hear it now. I know. Isn't that a cute nickname? I love it. Which of the following structures is responsible for producing insulin in the body? This one should be easy for everybody. Liver, pancreas, spleen, kidneys. Should be easy one. You just ordered your 2023 CPT manual. Lord, the final start when it shows up. I just ordered my 2024 books. They went on sale for $140 off this week. I still have to pay for the stupid shipping from AAPC, but I wanted the electronic version too, so Lord. Yes, yes, it is your pancreas. Absolutely. Easy peasy. Okay, another tough one. Which of the following structures is responsible for carrying oxygenated blood from the lungs to the heart? What do you think about that one? Here's another one. Who's going to win this one? Rachel did. Congratulations, Rachel. I hope you enjoy the subscription to YouTube. And I hope it helps you out a whole bunch. Y'all know it's going to start with pulmonary because we've got two similarities, right? Two that are super similar. You just got to know whether you're artery or vein and which one carries oxygenated blood. Is it veins or arteries? Awesome. It is veins. There's your rationale wrote out for you. You're very welcome. YouTube picked the winner. I don't have any control over it, but congratulations. Hope it helps out. Which statement is true about pregnancy codes? Here's just some guideline questions. These codes can be used on the maternal and baby records. These codes have sequencing priority over codes from other chapters. Code C33.1 should always be reported with these codes. And the 7th character is assigned to the codes to only indicate any complications during pregnancy. Yep, I figured out how to do it Monday night with Twinkle. We were on chat for a while I was trying to get my live to stop. I don't know what it was doing. And then my laptop crashed. And it took me till 2 o'clock the next afternoon to get it to return back on. I had to wait for the battery to die on it. And once the battery died, then I was able to plug it back in and turn it back on. It was a nightmare. So I had to log on to another computer and then remember my passwords to get into OBS, which I had to download onto another laptop to log back in. to OBS to stop the live, even though I hit stop to begin with. That's crazy. Yes, B is our answer, and D, our seventh character, is usually how many babies there are. B is our answer. I know. It hadn't been shut down in a while. It's been rebooted, but it didn't get shut down in a while, and that's what I did, was shut it down. I got some Windows error 300, whatever that means. I have no idea what that means. What is not included in a surgery package? Typical postoperative follow-up care, one related evaluation and management services on the same day as the procedure, returning to the operating room for the next day for a complication resulting from the initial procedure, evaluating the patient in the post-op anesthesia recovery area. Yeah, it was a long night. Remember, we are looking for an incorrect answer. Which one is not included? We're not looking for a correct answer. You need to be sure and pay attention to the questions because they will trick you. We're looking for an incorrect answer. Good night, Rachel. See you later. I won't be back until Monday for another live. Friday's my birthday. I don't know if my family has anything planned, but since it's my birthday, I'm just going to sleep all day or something. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I also get the day off of my real work job day off. They give us our birthday off every year. Next year, I won't get one off because it's Saturday, but so my next live that's free will be on Monday for you, 6:30 Arizona time zone. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays in general. The next Friday I won't be on either because I'll be on a plane to Washington. And I fly back on Monday. I might be back in time to do a live at 6:30. My plane lands in Vegas at 2:30. And then it's a 2-hour drive home. Might be home, but we'll see. Thank you, Blondie. Thank you, Deep. Okay, we got varying answers here. B, A, and C. Which one is incorrect? So, what's included in a surgery package? Typical stuff. Typical is always in a surgery package. So we're looking for an incorrect answer. So that's not the correct answer. One related evaluation and management service on the same day as the procedure. Do you get to see your doctor? Do they get to come in, take your history, take your exam, and make a decision and have a surgery that day? Yeah, it's kind of included. Returning to an operating room the next day for complications. Are complications included in a surgery package? No, you're supposed to have surgery, and we hurdle you in and hurdle you back out like cattle, you know. We get it done, move, you're not supposed to have any complications. So the one that is not included would have to be a complication. Another guideline question. Which statement is true? So we're looking for a correct answer about reporting codes for diabetes. Which one's correct? If the type of diabetes is not documented, In the medical record, we default to E11. When a patient uses insulin, type 1 is always reported. The age of a patient is a sole determining factor for reporting type 1. Or when assigning codes for diabetes, its associated conditions, the code and the category are not reported as primary codes. Which one's true? For our diabetes, default. Yeah, y'all all got that one correct. Good job. A is our default. Perfect. Ooh, we got some CPT codes. Let's see. What is our differences between our 36, 35, 37? Let's see. Let me turn on the bookie thing. The little camera. All right, that caused me so much trouble on Monday. It wouldn't even turn on. That's why I shut off my laptop, thinking that maybe it just needed a good reboot. All right, 96. What? 9636. So are we doing 9636 is a child code. I can't do much with it. I got to go see what Mama is. Mama is a TYMP. R35 is 2, same thing. R37 is same thing. And R42 is same thing. It's only got the mastoid in it. This one's doing mast. These three are not doing mast. They are doing, let's see, the 37 is oscular chain. Oscular chain. 35 is no oscular chain. No chain. And this one is doing chain. Ooh, they're all yeah. And then this one is doing tympanic membrane repair. Membrane repair. Okay. These two include the chain. This one does not include the chain. And that's the mastoid, is our differences. Let's see what our question is. Oops, I wrote it on the wrong one, didn't I? I keep thinking the 05 is on top, like they would be in order. This one has no chain. Sorry, that one has chain. This one has chain. I thought they were in numerical order, or assumed they were, or something or another. Dyslexia. So if we look for our temp with the chain, we only have one real option here. Can't see the question. Do I need to make it bigger? Is it too small? see. Oh, I got to move my book out of the way. That's what it is. Not too bright today. There we go. That's better. Get the book out of the way. I got too many fancy buttons around here. So, no chain, chain, chain. The 37 also has a prosthetic. So does, I think, the 42. Those both have prosthetics. The 36 and the 35, no prosthetics. Thanks, Laura Love. Yeah, gotta holler at me. Good job, Jada. Good job, Lori. Good job, Brenda. Emerald, make a decision. What you think? There you go, Susanna. Good job. Valerie got it. Good. Eva, Emerald got it. Go card. Good job. Yes. We are going to pick A. And the index, that's just unhelpful. Crap. That's just not helpful. We don't index anything. We got to look at the CPT code. Of course, the right modifier is on every single answer, so it's unhelpful to have any rationale about that too. I hate the way they tell you to index stuff because there's just no way to do that during your exam. All right. 373, 43, and 11. We got two different codes. Let's go see what our differences are. 37311. Sorry, 67311. Ooh, 67311. All right, this one, these two have the header of extra. The 43, 673. 43 is under a strap surgery with adjustable sutures. And then .43 is a release of scar. We're just doing a release. We're doing horizontal muscles here. No mention of muscles in the 43. So let's see. What did we do today? Oh, I see what they're doing. They're being tricky. They're being super tricky. Laura Love, which one are you confused on, my dear? last question or this question? Which one, Laura? The last one? Okay. So what we did was a tympasty with an oscular chain. If anything else, we've got that. If we look at our 396, 36, and 37, if we look at our book, 396, 36, and 35, our 35 is the tympant, but no oscular chain. Our 36 is this one with the oscular chain. Our 37 is the tympani with the oscular chain, but it also includes a prosthetic, which that question doesn't have a prosthetic. And then 42 is what 41 is, but with a oscular chain reconstruction. Probably the mastoidectomy is probably confusing you because our 45 does have a mastoid with it too. So all of these include the mastoid. That's why I didn't mention it. It's negated because it's in every one of the codes. So we don't have to worry about that thing. But what's not in a lot of the codes is whether they have the oscular chain reconstruction or not, or a prosthetic. So that's your differences. Oops. Does that make more sense? Looking at the codes, descriptors? Because mastoid is in all of these answers, every single one. So just knowing with or without this, that eliminates this one. And then no prosthetic eliminates this one. And then the 42 is removed because there's no tympanic middle ear repair along with it. They didn't do the middle ear repair. Middle ear repair. This one does not include a middle ear repair. Well, maybe it does. Let's see, ATT. The ATT is different, including the mastoid. Middle ear and tympanic membrane. So the ATT is different with the ANT octomy. Where's our rationale? Catching up to chat. One worded differently. Yep. Without CPC certification since it's about to disappear. Yes, if you do the old one from 2022, you might as well, because that way you can pull down the old practice questions and the rationales with them. You can copy paste them, put them in a Word document like I have, and practice them. I think the 2022 practice exams were a lot better than the 2023 ones so far, because 2023 ones, half of them are more advertisements for their events. What did so-and-so say during this convention or that convention or whatever? They had more real practice exam questions in the 2021 and 2022 year, for sure. One's ectomy, one's octomy. Yep. Where have we got? Yep. So that's, yep. R41 is true. It's an ectomy where your mastoid in your 35 is the one with the O in it. Yep. One tiny itty bitty letter, an O versus an E. And it is crazy how often that happens. All right, back to this one. We're at our 7311. Not far away. No worries, Winter, but be sure and save the rest. Now you can go grab the rest of the questions, of course, from all the magazines for the whole year. Just get them completely wrong each time. Make sure you leave at least 3 to 4 questions wrong every time. Like if you know exactly what the answer is on a question, continually keep it wrong for at least 3 questions. Because if you get close and you pass with 18 or more, I think they go on and give you the CEU, but you can't repeat it. Once you take it and get your CEU, it won't be counted if you don't have your CPC yet. They don't let you go back and say, well, I did this a month ago. Nope. All right. Our 67311 is under extra, so you can see that they're trying to trick you. If you match extra with extra, it's not going to help you there. But if you paid attention and read from the bottom up, like I like to tell y'all to do, instead of from the top down, you would have seen this extensive scar right there. That would have immediately let you know that you can get rid of those 2. Then you just need to know, am I doing 1 code or 2? A lot of times, if it's just a difference between 1 code or 2 codes, y'all know the answer is in general most of the time, not always, but more so than not, it'll be just 1 code. And if that's all we did was release the scar, we didn't do anything else, it says without detaching any muscles, then we didn't do anything extra. Radiology. Ooh. All right, let's go see what our differences are on the radiology code. 710 We got 4 5s and 4 6s. 710. Seven 11045 is a chest x-ray, single view or 2 views. So do we have single or 2? That's the first hurdle. Don't worry about the back here yet. Good night, guys. Good night, Gupta. Hope she feels better soon. Yeah. We do have 2 views. Knowing that AP and lateral is 2 views is super helpful. They have one where they actually write out the whole word for AP and with the lateral, and they make it look like it's 3 views during the exam. But if you know that AP is just 1 view and lateral is 1 view, you know you're only doing 2 views, and on the exam you will pick just the one that has the 2 views, which is the 46. So don't get confused when they actually spell out AP. Anyway, are we going to do symptoms or are we going to do an F diagnosis? Where is my diagnosis code books? Oh, there they are. What is our F's start with? Is that a brain function or mental issues? Behavioral or mental or neurological disorders. I don't think a cough would go in with that at all. So looks like B is our answer for this one. There you go. Thank you, Blondie. I want to spell that out. Good job, Jada. Oh, no, wrong. Because F's are in the crazy section for mental disorders and stuff, where our symptoms are our R's for like cough, runny nose, that kind of thing. We've got it. Our R05. What is the correct code to select when a patient is given oral contrast to complete a CT scan? So we're looking for a correct answer. Select the code that includes with contrast in the description. Select a code that includes without contrast in the description. Select a code that includes with and without. Or select a code for a scan without contrast and a code with oral administration. I heard for the EMS part of the test requires you to use a calculator. EMS? Did they have a newborn baby? Why would an EMS need a calculator? Coding situation, unless it's just the newborn babies that are the grams. The online exam comes with a calculator built into the exam. You can use it anytime you want. You can bring a calculator with you as long as it's not a fancy connect to the internet thingy. As far as I know. I mean, they give you one for the online people. What? Well, I'm teaching a class, honey. You want to ask a question in front of I don't know how many people? I booted him out. I was trying to find the codes, but of course I've gotten distracted turning all these pages and forgot what I was looking for. But there's a few neonatal baby codes that they're posted in like grams. And if the question says ounces, there it is, 994, 77, 78, 79, and 80. You have to code based off very low birth weight, and in my notes I just go on and put the calculation in there, like 3.3 pounds or whatever, so that I know. Plus I have a little table down at the bottom I drew in. 1,000 grams equals 2.2 pounds. 1 kilogram equals 2.2 pounds. 4 kilograms is 8.8 pounds. That's how you just take your kilogram, you multiply it times 2.2. That's how you get your 8.8. But just putting all those little cheat sheets there, super helpful. Used for E&M. The E&M calculator, Jody, I've not seen anybody need a calculator for E&M. Now, if you're taking COC or CPMA or CIC, then yes, you need the E&M calculator, but not for CPC. CPC, they're just going to have low, moderate, high, or straightforward in the question. You match that up with your E&M. Also, or time. They'll have 35 minutes, but maybe with an EKG, you know you got to take 15 minutes off because you're billing for the EKG at the same time. That takes you down to 23 minutes, which would lower your code from a moderate to a low. Would be the toughest question I could think of that they might have. I'm too new for this. Aww. Hey, Deep. Yeah, cough is RO5. Yeah. I thought oral and rectal qualified for contrast. Well, let me show you something right here. If you would go to your radiology guidelines, which is, if you're in the 2023 book, it's on page 521, but it's this very first page in radiology. It's where your guidelines are at. Radiology guidelines, your very last sentence right here, right above the written reports, says what? And I have it red underlined and double starred. It says oral or rectal contrast administration alone does not qualify as a study with contrast. So your guidelines tell you it doesn't. Yeah, Jody, you'll be just fine. You don't need to worry about using one of those calculators. It does not qualify for contrast. You're correct, Johns. So what is the correct code for this patient? We would code B, because B says select the code that includes without contrast in the description. Plain and simple, that's it. All these other ones get crazy. Oops. Y'all can't see as I'm drawing them out. Yep. Which of the following statements is true about arthritis? Arthritis affects the elderly. Exercise makes it worse. There's no treatment for arthritis. None of the above. You did good, Johns. You did good. Awesome. Yeah, I read it too fast. I didn't see her don't. But just use Google. No using Google. What is AAPC's favorite answer? Come on, guys. What's their favorite answer? Yep, we had that the other day. I've said this one several times. What's their favorite answer? None of the above. All that's just wives' tales. Things that get spread over the internet that are not true. Which of the following statements about OA is not true? OA is the body's immune system attacking a membrane. OA is predominantly affected joints that are overused and weight bearing. OA is also known as degenerative joint disease. OA involves wear and tear and damage to cartilage in a joint. Good job, Lydia. What about this one? We're looking for something that is not true, so look for an incorrect answer. Incorrect answer. Don't forget, it says not true over there. And we're talking about osteoarthritis. Be sure to know your acronyms. Just trying to see. 68 of y'all in. Yep, which one's not true? It is A. Good job. John's is on fire tonight. Let's give it away another YouTube subscription. So let's see who's going to win this one. Blondie won it. Yay, good job. Yay. Awesome. I hope that membership helps you out, Blondie. How many characters? Anybody taking the CCS in here or CCA? This is one of you guys' questions. How many characters do ICD-10 PCS have? You guys wait till you see how many characters you're going to have for ICD-11. That's going to be fun. But for now, how many characters are in PCS? So when you go back into your YouTube channel, be sure you're logged into the one that you have the membership. And look for the tab that says View Your Benefits. But if you need any help, you can bug Twinkle. She's got it down, helping people. That's good. I'm glad you got it. I hope you enjoy the exclusive videos. You're doing CCA? Awesome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I didn't have any choice on who won it, but I just shoot the money to YouTube and they pick a winner. But that's great. I'm glad you won. 7 characters, yes. What is the third, or what is the character? Which character in ICD-10 PCS defines the objective in the procedure? Which one defines the objective? Yep. I saw Twinkle answering that question in Discord this week, and I was like, oh, she did a good job answering that one. I'm like, Google it. It is the third character. That's for the root operation. Documentation of a diagnostic laryngoscope must include which of the following? So we're looking for correct answers. Are we going to be looking for any of this stuff? Or are we all of the above? What do we think? D isn't their popular answer this time. It's usually their answer, but it's not their answer, unfortunately, this time. They're going to make it difficult on you. So if you look for similarities, 2 of them have sinuses in them. The other one does not. So out of A or B, which one would it be? $30 more minutes. I got those questions coming up on the components of vaccines. I got 2 questions I know I could skip through because I think I've done these 2 questions. I did them Sunday, I did them Monday, and today too. I don't know why they keep showing up, but they do. Lesty. I finally tricked you up, Johns. Everybody's split. So this one's pretty cool. Just think if it's got the Y in it, then the answer has the Y in it too. So kind of cool. I don't know. I associate and look for similarities in everything. So that's how I remember this one's the answer, B. The provider performs a nasal diagnostic endoscopy on one side of the patient's nose and documents that only one side was examined and includes the findings from that side of the anatomic structure. How would you code the procedure? Would we add a modifier 52 to this code since only one side was done? We better go run to that code, see what's included in our descriptors, what's not included, see your parentheticals, that kind of thing to see what's going on. Unless you're really good with noses and don't need to, I'd have to run 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Do we have any parentheticals or anything that tells us anything? Is that still a code? C30. Am I in the right codes? 312, 31. No modifier needed. Y'all liking that one? I see more C's than anything else. Let's see. Yep, you're correct. Good job. Lorene, Susanna, Zeta, all got it right. Jane, Jada, good job. These are the two questions that I've had on here. I don't know why. 3 live lessons in a row. I don't know how they keep magically appearing, but they're constantly here for some reason. It's unilateral. That's awesome. According to the guidelines, look at you, Blondie, being all official. EOE. Here's the other EOE question. I don't know why they keep showing up. My computer really loves these two questions. It's 3rd live in a row we've seen them. All right, here's our components. Question. If you have gone to my website and you have copied down into your CPT book the number of components for all these vaccines, including their name, because they're not going to give you the CPT code, you have to know how many components are in them if they don't give you the code and you don't know which ones are which. But MMR's not too bad. That one has 3 components in it. Pentacell, is that the one that has 5 components in it? And influenza, no matter what type of influenza one you have, it does have a lot of different variants of which flus it has in there. Usually 3 to 4 combinations, but it's only 1 component still. So if you add those together, you end up with 9. So we need an answer that has 9 components in it. If A was the answer, it would only have 4 components. This equals just 1. This equals 3. If B was the answer, the 3 plus the 6 equals 9. If C was the answer, it would equal 12. And if it was 60, it would technically not be 3 components, but technically it would be each one of these vaccines only had 1 component in them. Because the very first one, the 60, takes 1 component from each one of the vaccines that you do, like how many syringes you're going to have, and that's what it uses as the times number. What's left over, like the 2 that are here, the 4 that are left over here, there's none here. The leftover components after you do the number of syringes you're going to use is what number goes with the 61. So 4 plus 2 equals the 6. Irregardless, just adding up the components, we've got 12 here, we've got 9 here, we've got 4 here, and we have 3 here. You know our answer needs to have the 9 in it, so B is our answer. If you have one of these questions, it'll only be 1. I don't think it will be this difficult. 2 of the answers will have 71 in them. Those you don't build by components. 2 answers will be with the 61. And normally, they're going to give you probably a B and a D answer. So you always end up picking the one that has the most amount of components in it as your answer. I have lots of examples and lots of lives over these and do it all the time. The main thing is to always go to my website, which has the free information for you. See if I can't show that off here. Nope, that's Discord. Okay. Let me go ebook maybe. And let me go to window capture. Ooh, looky there. Fancy, fancy. All right, we got to go to my shared gallery. Whenever my internet decides to load it. If you haven't been there, it's medicalcodingbyjen.com. It's free. Just got to sign up for a membership. I don't track you or spam you with a ton of emails or anything, but it is really nice to be able to get a hold of you if you win something from me. So putting in a good email address is nice. But these baby blues and purples right here, pinks, are these free sheets that Twinkle and I have posted. All you got to do is click on them. They're free. And then it will populate a list of CPT codes and how many components are in each. My internet is just really slow when I'm streaming. So over here on the left, it has the CPT code. And then way over here on the right has how many components it has in it. The column really next to it right here has the manufacturer's name of what that CPT code is called. Sometimes it's helpful to have that. Like the varicella vaccine for chickenpox is called Varavax. Adacel, we sometimes use that for one of our tetanuses. But the main thing is putting down these components. Super helpful, and it's all free here for you. That way you've got it. There's no place to find it in your CPT book, but they're expected for you to know. So that's helpful. Yeah, I have tons of tabs open. Always. But hopefully that's helpful for you guys. Let me check chat and see what I missed. Good night, Dee Dee. Good to see you. Those, since we were there on my website, I wonder, do I have YouTube up? I don't know. Whose YouTube do I have up? Oh, I won't have mine up on this page. I have to switch to this one if I want it. Did that come up? No, that won't help because I'm not a member. But the people that just won the memberships for the YouTube channel, you'll now have access to all these membership-only videos, which are the CPT book prep, code by code, of course, all the ICD-10 book prep stuff too, the guideline book prep. I did the first 10 pages of the ICD-10 book prep for you. You can just follow along and write up yours. There's also all the workshops. You can go to the playlist here, and I've got the advanced duck classes that you get access to if they're over a month old, and you get access to the workshops too here. I have 16 of them that are back-to-back. Just tons of questions. I try to do 75 questions per 3 hours because that's what we're supposed to do in the exam. So that's pretty cool and helpful. Keeping up at the same pace. All right. We've got, yep, under shared gallery. Thank you, Twinkle. All right. If we've got a breast cancer patient, how are we going to do their dehydration today? We started their IV at 9:05 a.m. and we stopped it at 10:20. So that means we have 1 hour and 15 minutes of infusion. How would we code that? 96360. Let me get to the practice questions so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Yep, and my book will be in the way. There we go. Sorry, Deep. I forget. Change the screens from time to time. I got it. If you want to join the YouTube membership, that's the link to join. And what else do I have here on my phone that is handy dandy? The link to join our Discord study group is right there. That is way helpful. Eve help people that are taking like medical coding exams for a real job once they pass their CPC, if an employer is interviewing you, I have the exam questions posted in the job room, which is super helpful. If you want to join in on the Friday Duck class, which are advanced classes for $5 on Fridays, let's say you've already got all your book prepped and you're ready to take your exam, or you didn't pass your exam and you need advanced questions, more guideline questions, a place where you can pretty much tutor but in a small class with me, that's where you schedule that. Yep, Blondie, you got to get in a habit of finding these codes. It is crazy. You won't be able to Google where they're at or call in a lifeline to find the codes. So super helpful to watch those workshops, especially. Pause my screen, go find every single code that's in those 75 questions on any given workshop, because they're by section. I like to do like all cardiology and then E&M, or all muscles and skeletals and integumentary. Half your battle is just practicing getting to the codes, and that will definitely help you out. Even if you didn't try to answer the questions, just getting to the codes is super helpful. Yep, there's a shared gallery, and several people have won some scholarships from AAPC. If you've been a member with AAPC for longer than a year, and you've already paid a membership, but you want to get somebody to buy your books next year, give you a free course, or repeat a course, or pay for your next 2 attempts, be sure and apply for a grant at AAPC too. There's the link for that. The only requirement is that you've had a membership for a year already. They won't pay for you to have a brand new membership or something. But if you've already done a year membership and your dues are fixing to be due, and you know, that's $299 or whatever the heck it is now. What is it? $310, or I don't know what it is. And then for 2 more attempts is $499. That's $600. They do those grants monthly. So apply, and be a squeaky wheel, because they've got the money. They've got millions of dollars of money. So be sure and apply for a grant. Even if you pass your CPC and you decide you want to go take a CRC, have them buy the course for you and your membership for next year. And the books. You know, fill it out. It doesn't hurt. It's $205 for a membership. Okay. And not a lot of people apply for that stuff. And it's based off of each chapter gets to pick. So it's not like AAPC picks themselves, but the chapters do. So there's lots of opportunities to win, especially if you narrow it down. How many people in your chapter or town or state are even going to apply? Very few actually going to do it. So just fill it out. All right. What did y'all pick for answers? AAAA all the way down. Y'all don't need any help with hydration. Awesome, because that CPT code descriptor is completely wrong. Be sure to change that descriptor for 96360 to state that it is for 1 hour and 30 minutes, if you're going to go to 1 hour and 31 minutes, that's going to include your 61 code, because the descriptor is just written all funky and out of whack. If the question had said 21 here, or no, we'd have to say something else. We'd have to say 31 or 41. One of the two. 31? No. Anyway, you get my point. If we ended up having 1 hour and 31 minutes, it would end up being B, would be your answer. But when it's 1 hour and 30 minutes, it's still A. It only turns into B when we're 1 hour and 31 minutes. Then it's B. Yeah, that's perfectly normal, Deep, to panicking, to freaking out. Just absolutely do what my cup says. Where's my cup? Where's my cup? And we have a list of people. I don't know how many people I picked that won cups, but we only had 6 reply for winners. So if you were on the list, I don't know, Twinkle's going to post the list somewhere, I'm sure. But we're giving away my poor, pitiful cups that have misspellings. But for MDM, don't forget, you're being tested on elements now. There's 3 elements for MDM: data, the number of diagnoses, and the risk level. That makes up your MDM. On E&M, do not do the process of elimination or looking for similarities. Just go look up your CPT code differences. What are their headers under? Is it in the ER? Is it an inpatient patient? Is it observation with discharge, all in the same day? Most of the time, nobody's getting a consult, and they're all new patients, and nobody's in the ER. They're usually just an admit patient, the 221 code. But look up all the differences. Look up your headers in E&M. Then your next step is the last sentence. Always, please don't forget to read your last sentence. Lots of people get so excited in E&M, they've looked up their differences, then they go read the question, but they skip the last sentence. Don't do that. Don't read your question. Go to the last sentence. See, who are you coding for? Are you coding for the ER doctor? Are you coding for a cardiologist? Then look at your patient status. Where did they end up? I don't care who they are and what they came in for. Where did they end up? Did they get discharged at the end of the day? It's going to be the second to the last sentence of the question. Don't forget peppermints. You're going in person, so you can't have peppermint candies in your mouth. Just go on and unwrap them before you get there so people don't have to hear you unraveling. The rest of them, all CPTs, the ICD-10s, all that stuff, don't read the questions. Go to the answers first. Look for coding irregularities. There's no 52 modifier in anything other than colorectal exams. If the colonoscopy didn't get down to the flex sig or whatever the heck, and they couldn't go through the cecum, you don't code a flexible SIG, you're still going to code your colonoscopy, but you're going to put that 52 modifier on it. 52 modifier anywhere else, like an integumentary, it's a coding irregularity. Look for your similarities, pick your two answers, and go look for those two code differences, and only search the question with the one-word difference from the CPT code descriptor. Don't be looking for crap that's not in the CPT code descriptor that you don't need to be looking for. Only the differences. On ICD-10s, most of the time it's not something or a code that ends in 9 or an NOS. You're going to be looking for the most coded out code. It'll have the longer code. It won't be just 3 digits. It's usually 2 or 3. And be careful when it looks like an answer has 2 ICD-10 codes. You'd think, but if it says the words due to, then that's a combo code and your answer is only going to have 1 ICD-10 code. What else? Open and closed. Procedures. Don't forget, your fracture could be open, but the procedure to repair the open fracture could be a closed procedure. They didn't even open the body. They just popped the bone back into place, even though it was out of your skin. So don't get confused or think that your procedure is open just because your fracture is open. The Lab and Path workshop on Sunday gave you every code that's going to be in that section on your exam Saturday. You have them. You know what they are. No, I lied. They are on the book prep videos for Lab and Path, right? That I did not the day before on Saturday. The 6 hours. I did 3 hours on Saturday, 3 hours on Sunday. The weekend before our workshop for Lab and Path, that Saturday book prep videos, if you have the membership, I think you do because you just want it again deep, has every Lab and Path code I know that has been on the exam in it, listed. Oh, I'm giving away the cups. I bought, and then I got my logo on them. I'm giving them away. I got 49 of them because I'm going to keep one. And we are giving them away for the month of April. We've given away, I don't know how many, but we only had 6 people so far reply with their address. So I need to pick some more winners. I need to do that. And Twinkle's thinking about making us some t-shirts with our logo on it. So that's exciting. Maybe. We'll see. We'll figure that out. But for Saturday, my goodness. Yes, just keep me on your shoulder. What would Jen do with this question? What would I do? If it's a difference between one code or another code, just look at them as numbers. Would I code 3 CPT codes or 2 CPT codes? A lot of times it's just 2. If it's a descriptor, like if it's a 99213 versus a 214, a lot of times it's the cheaper procedure, but they're trying to trick you and make you think you need to bill a higher one. So a lot of times it's just the lower number. Yep. Trying to think. There was a couple of nervous codes that I was trying to work on today to see if I could write some questions, because a little birdie told me they were on the exam, and I don't see any practice exam questions with those around anywhere. So I was trying to write some way on down here. I knew I wasn't going to get to them today, but let me see if I can find them. How far down did I go? But they're nervous ones. Let's see, those are, yeah. Nope, not those. Nope. Concurrent billing for E&M. You know, I went over this one recently, and I know you were there deep. If you're billing for a provider who spent 45 minutes with the patient for a month, and the RN also spent 60 minutes for the patient for the same month, you can't bill the same time for both providers. You can only bill for the MD. Then you got to take 45 minutes away from the 60 minutes that the RN spent and see if you have anything left over to bill for her. She only had 15 minutes. You have to bill at least 30 minutes to be able to bill it. So all you're going to do is bill for the MD. You're not going to bill for the RN. Concurrence billing. Ooh, what's that? Thank you for the donation. That's awesome. IND. Nope. Where are those codes for the nerve I was working on? That's not it, but I'm getting closer. Because I wrote that one, I wrote this one, but I wrote that one too. But the nervous system, where are the nervous systems? There's 61. Where are they? Right here. This is what I was doing. I was even trying to make a video on it. That's why that's colored like that. And then I got interrupted. The kids came in and the tow truck guy was here, and it got messed up. So I didn't even get my TikTok made today. But I know the answer to this question has recently been around. So if we look at these codes in the nervous system, where am I at? So we have a difference between 611s let me get rid of that. When we have the third and fourth digits are different, that usually means you have two different headers. So if we go look at our 611, our 611 is under what header? Well, that's our drill holes, right? And our 615s are under the craniotomies. The other interesting thing is the 611 does simpler things like clots, abscesses, and hydrocephalus, where the 15 does tumors, not cyst, but tumors, vessel repair, and aneurysms. So the Burroughs also uses local anesthesia, and the 15 uses general anesthesia. So that's a ton of info for you. That's not in the book, but we have a cyst and it's aspirated. So I already told you that the cyst usually are in the 11s, and we can get rid of this, and we can get rid of that. Now you just need to know, did we use a microscope or not? Do we see anything about microscope here? Another way you can tell if you didn't know anything about your general and your anesthesia or what type of procedures go into each one, if you look at your 615, it says we are doing supra, that fancy word, supra something, is the location in the brain. If you look at 611, it's dura. And this question actually has dura in it several times. So even if you didn't know anything about the cyst or whatever, you could find it, because everything that I mentioned is not in the descriptors at all. So it's kind of weird to know what is what. But just matching up your dura with your dura is helpful enough, I think. But yeah. Then you just need to know if you can add your microscope or not, if it was done. I don't see anything about a microscope in here. Looks like they just drilled a hole, and they don't really say anything about drilling a hole, but I didn't anyway. But yep. This one's just D. I found this very unhelpful sentence today. I thought that was funny. It's important to review your documentation thoroughly to ensure accurate coding. I'm like, duh, but we only got 120 seconds. We ain't got time for no thorough. Thought that was funny. Okay. Again, with the same codes, kind of, sort of, right? We have 122 right here. That's a little different. We're aspirating a clot. Where would that go? Good night, Jen. Good night, Zeta. Just be sure and put a pink highlight next to this or on that CPT code. Might be super helpful for Saturday. Okay. Aspirating a clot, aspirating a cyst, all go with that code. So hopefully that can be helpful. For your exam. Yeah, it might trick you because, you know, if you just went by the bare minimum, it seems like it would be really tricky. If they use an MRI for guidance, then that MRI is your 69990. I doubt an MRI would be used on local anesthesia. I don't know, but just so you know, anything in the neuro area back here, if they do MRI, that sometimes can be added as a add-on code back here. Seroma is just clear fluid. If you didn't know what that definition is, I've seen AAPC use that term often in integumentary and in neuro. Don't let it confuse you. It's just a watery sack of fluid. The 15s are more extensive. They've got more post-op time. Just a drill hole might let you keep overnight, but probably outpatient, knowing health plans nowadays. This one's going to be bone flaps and grafts and crap. That's going to keep you there for like 3 days. More extensive, those 15s. But I was working in those codes today because somebody said they were on there, and I didn't have any practice questions with them, so do some research on those. But anyway, I hope that helps. Hope it helps. Thank you. I appreciate you guys too. It's so much fun to help out you guys. Absolutely. Y'all make it fun. Thank you guys. I wish y'all the best. Keep me informed. You message me Saturday and let me know how it went. If you have any energy left to tap on the screen, let me know how things went. All right, guys, I'm going to be doing the rest of the nervous system book prep. I may come on live tomorrow night and do some of that for the YouTube membership because I'm going to be not working a lot the next week or so or whatever just because of that trip. So I need to make some videos for you guys. So look for me tomorrow night on YouTube. Random time, I don't know when, but we'll do some book prep videos where y'all can watch code by code, and we'll do some nervous system because I got to get this section done and posted before I go out of town. Thank you, Megan. You're awesome. Thank you, Eva. I appreciate and love you guys. I will see you guys. If nothing else, it'll be Monday for our live because I'm taking Friday live time off just to hang out with the family. I don't know if they're doing anything for me, but just to be hanging out instead of being back here in the office, you know. Anyway, guys, I love y'all. I will see you on Monday or tomorrow to do some book prep.